All right, good afternoon, everyone. All right, so the question is, which market is performing better right now? McKinney Greens, the 75069 zip code, or McKinney overall? If you live in McKinney Greens, this is a quick breakdown of what's been changing year over year in the neighborhood. So from October of 24 through March of 25, McKinney Greens had 6 homes that sold. And then more recently, from October of 25 through March of 26, we only had 2 homes that sold in the neighborhood, which is a 67% decrease in activity. Price-wise, the numbers are a little bit mixed. The average sales price went down from $456 to $421. It's about an 8% decrease. But the median price stayed steady, just dropping from $430 to $421. One thing to keep in mind is that the houses that sold more recently in 25 to 26 were quite a bit larger than the ones from 24 to 25, about a 300 square foot difference. And then also note that in a smaller neighborhood with fewer sales, the numbers can swing pretty drastically, so it's more important to look at the overall trends. The biggest shift that we're seeing in McKinney Greens is how long homes are taking to sell. In 24 to 25, the average days on market was 50. That number jumped to over 220 days on the market in 25 to 26, which is pretty significant. We also saw the sales price to list price ratio dropped a little bit from 99.2 to 97.5, meaning that buyers are negotiating a little bit more before. They have that power because inventory is sitting a little bit. So if we zoom out and compare that to the 75069 zip code, we'll see that sold homes in 75069 from October of 24 to 25, we had 288. That increased to 301 here recently, about a 4.5% increase. At the same time, prices across the zip code did come down from $596 in average sales price to $531, which is about a 10% decrease. Days on market for the zip code stayed pretty steady, from 70 to 74 days, which is just another sign that the broader market is also slowing down. And we'll see that same theme as we move into looking at McKinney overall. In March of 26, the median sales price was $485. And in March of 25, the median sales price was $480. So pretty stable year over year. We saw more activity here recently. In 25 or 26, we had 290 homes that sold compared to 261. So buyers are still active in McKinney. And we saw a little bit of a dip again in the sales price to list price ratio from 95.7 to 94.8, just showing that buyers are being more selective and negotiating a little bit more. So the big takeaway here is that McKinney Greens has had a very limited number of turnover the past year. The biggest shift we're seeing is that the homes are taking much longer to sell. So pricing correctly at the beginning is going to be very important. Patience is also going to be required. And then keep in mind that McKinney Greens is a smaller neighborhood and just a few sales can skew the data, so always look at the full picture. If you live in McKinney Greens and are curious what your house could sell for in today's market, I'd be happy to run some numbers for you and walk you through that process. Also on that note, everybody should have gotten their property tax assessment in the mail this last week. If you're thinking about fighting that, I have another YouTube video on here that shows some tips if you're considering that, as well as the fact that I would be happy to pull comments and talk to you about it too. So if there's ever anything I can do, let me know. I'm glad to be a resource, and have a good one.